Hey, it's Steve Barcelo, Cryptozoology Paranormal Museum, hanging out in the museum. Uh, another day getting ready to open up. I was going through some of the prices on eBay here for these Kickstarter booster boxes. It's crazy what you see here. Look at these prices. In the last 24 hours, I guess it's in anticipation of all this craziness that's going on, waiting for the release of the first edition, which should be, what, 3 days from now, the 30th? I don't know when things are actually going to ship from all these suppliers like Channel Fireball and things like that. I've ordered from a bunch of different places I've never dealt with before, so I don't know how it works. But these prices are nuts. I mean, you remember for a while the prices were back up to non-alternating 5,000. Regular Kickstarters were 3,500. That seems to be the cheap end now. There's some crazy stuff here, like, well, the 15,000 you can see there, 6,000, the 3,500. Like I said, is almost a reasonable price. They're even throwing in a metal card there. I was speculating that these prices were going to go through the roof, especially when the game's released. I think now, if this is the prices we're seeing now, once this game starts to hit Europe and China, Australia, places like that, I think we're going to see this stuff even scream more. So probably the window for buying some really good cards are probably going to be a little harder to get, especially the sample cards. I've been jumping all over cards that are Kickstarters, but the pre-cards that are autographed, things that are very limited. Steve Aoki and Michael Waddell cards. I was actually, for that fundraiser, I was lucky enough to pick up two at the auction and snag another one on eBay for a reasonable price. So I've got three of those in my collection now. I'm going to get those all protected, and I'll probably get them all certified in a little bit. I'm not sure who I'm going through yet. But this is nuts. So I would jump on there. Anyone who's looking for an investment now, I've talked to some of my friends who, kind of like me, that were never really into these games. But, once I run a crypto paranormal museum. How can I not love a game that's based on cryptozoology? It's great stuff. I think it's a brilliant idea. It's bringing a whole new market into these games. I mean, now for my festivals and paracons, I'm definitely going to be dealing with Mike and do a tie-in. We'll do some set up tables for people to do some competitions there. But obviously we can't do any of that until the game's out. So we'll make sure we have some tables set up, and I've already ordered some of the game pads and things that I'll put out there, and we'll have some stuff like I'm already doing now. We're hiding some tubes around, which we do is kind of like a scavenger hunt. And if you find the tube, bring it back to the museum. Whatever's in the tube on the piece of paper that I've initialed, you win. So one of them we've done now actually has one of the comics in it, which is the first edition, second print, which is another one that's hard to find. I couldn't even get the second copy, the second version of the comic. And we're actually going to have an ad, I believe it should be, in the third, which actually Pepper did the artwork. I don't have the color version here. I apologize. I only have a laser printer. But that's what it's going to be with the creatures in the area. Littleton Pigfoot, the soldier, Bigfoot, and of course our haunted doll, Miss Beasley. So that's pretty cool. So we've got, like I said, if you find that tube, bring it in. I believe it's a T-shirt, or maybe it's a coffee mug and the comic itself. Sometimes we throw in coupons for local eateries like Littleton Food and Spirits, which is a place that has sells a Bigfoot burger, and we have Daphne's Coffee Shop does Bigfoot cookies. You get the whole town kind of going into it. Anyway, I'm blown away by these prices. I'll scroll a little bit to show you guys. There's some others in here. I haven't even gone all the way down. And you still got all these pre-order booster boxes in here. Here you go. Here's some more. These are Kickstarter, non-alternating. Here, 5,250, and these are both non-alternating. 4,000. What's this one here? MetaZoo Collection. It's a Kickstarter box, and apparently just some cards. $24,999.99. That's a bargain. I'd jump right on that. I don't think my PayPal account would hemorrhage if I tried to do something like that. See what's going on here. But these are just really jumped up. 10,000, 6,950. Here's a reasonable one. See, 3,500 is like the cheap end. And all the rest of these are those pre-order, which, you know, depends who you're going through. You're kind of taking a chance on that stuff too. But so those of you who have hung on to your booster boxes, I think if you want to be selling, or if you're looking, like in my case, I don't know, I might sell one down the road to help the museum out for money we lost for the Paracons during COVID. But basically, I'd like to put them in the museum. We're trying to move to a new location, and I'd like to have at least a case, a display set up just based on this game, and then be stuff to show like how the game started, the original Kickstarters to the first edition, and then so on from there, especially now since they're apparently planning on doing cards based on museums like ours, and Mothman, and Lauren Coleman's, the International Cryptozoology Museum, and things like that, and doing themes such as UFO. I mean, how cool is that, going to do a series of UFO cards, which we even have some stories around here of craft landing up by South Hill, which I have not, as usual, not organized here. Keep from dropping stuff all over. Here's one of the magazines we actually picked up talking about the South Hill incident, which is actually, this says 1968, the actual event in South Hill, Virginia, which is just above us, was actually 1967. So we're going to be doing something with that at the event. But like I said, Paracon came along, the virus came along, killed our Paracons and our festivals and stuff. So, all right, I had to talk about this stuff. I'm just amazed. I mean, these prices are nuts. I'm not saying they're all going to be realistic, but I think down the road, I think these will be the prices. You're going to be hard pressed to get a Kickstarter box or some of these original cards, especially the originals, signed. Like here, this is one that Mike signed before he mastered his initials now that he does with the little lines above, and he's got a little doodle on here. I think that's just really cool stuff. It's all part of the history of the game starting up, and I like even documenting the fact that we have, bring you into my little lair here. It's my little silly collection here of some of the stuff we've gotten, but here's some of the cards that, if I can find them. Look at these here. These are the ones I think are going to be really valuable too. And these are for charity. Chaos Crystal. So I was lucky enough to snag 3 of these. Now what I don't have much of are the sample cards. I literally have 1. I'm trying to get some more of these. But like I said, the prices have gotten crazy. But here's another one that Mike signed there. So I've got a fair amount of signed cards now. So all these are all signed, which is pretty cool. But just remember now, I would jump on, a lot of people have been saying this on some of the YouTube channels, the buying is the time to buy now. We might have just kind of missing it on the booster boxes, but I'm still seeing some pretty good prices on some of the individual cards. I would jump on it. I mean, it's an investment. I don't think you can go wrong here. I mean, we saw the prices go up real high, then kind of slow down and kind of, I wouldn't say plummet, kind of corrected, but I think it was across the board on a lot of things, especially after COVID started to slow down. So you got things that went from, literally dropped from, I'd say the $3,000, $3,200 range down to the $2,000. The cheapest things were $1,850 for the booster boxes. But I don't see anything out there now. I think you're going to see everything about $3,500 and up. And I think once these things start selling, we'll see what sells in the next couple of days. And then you're going to see, I think the average is going to be closer. You're going to see the regular boosters and the non-alternating being, I'm going to say, $4,500 to $6,500. I think it's going to be the reasonable prices, if you can get them at all. The people have been hanging on to it, waiting for this time to sell. But anyway, I'm no expert, that's for sure. I'm learning. Thanks to you guys on Discord, which I'm forever posting things in the sections I shouldn't be doing, and getting scolded like, this is not for that kind of thing. Self-promotion is here. I'm new to this. I'm figuring it out. It takes me 20 minutes to figure out how to delete something. But anyway, guys, I appreciate your help. The ones on Discord have been helping me out. You guys have been phenomenal in supporting the museum. I think it's just crazy stuff. I'm really thrilled to get into this crazy world. I wish you guys all the best. And everyone be safe out there. And I know we're all excited to see these things get shipped out. And once I get some packages, I'll actually do some openings here with the new cards. And we'll actually see what the difference is between the boxes of the Kickstarter and the first edition. We'll just do some kind of, playing it back and forth. And I'll see, once I open some boxes up, we'll definitely be giving some stuff away too. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and following and supporting the museum. We really appreciate it. Everyone take care. Be safe.